So Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala. In the last lesson we spoke about the ruh. Do you remember we spoke about the ruh? And we spoke about a specific ayah where Allah Ta'ala Nabi Adam from clay. And then Allah says, فَإِذَا سَوَّيْتُهُ, and then when I fashioned him, when I apportioned him, when I completed his physical creation, وَنَفَخْتُ فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِي, and I nafakha means what again? To blow, and I blew into him min ruhi, from my ruh, from a ruh that I have created. And that was the essential point. فَقَعُوا لَهُ سَاجِدِينَ, then all of the angels, they fell prostrate, they fell down in prostration to Nabi Adam. The message of the last lesson is that you are insan, you are a human being, and you are a person of honor, not because you have a physical body. Because your physical body you share with animals. They have a physical body as well, and they eat and they drink as well, and they consummate as well. But there is something different about that, is that you have a ruh. Whether you acknowledge it or not, or whether you serve it and whether you feed it or not, you have a ruh. You have a part of you that doesn't belong to this world and will never be able to be nourished from this world. And no matter how long you keep nourishing your body and keep nourishing your physical being, if you don't nourish your ruh, you will always be in a state of imbalance. Because a part of you, in a sense, belongs to a different dimension. And when you enter paradise, it's almost like a part of you goes home. Because you're not at home here. Don't ever try to be at home here. Kun fi dunya ka'annaka gharib. You must be in this world like you're a stranger here. You should be like a stranger here. You are only on a little stop here. The Prophet ﷺ says, like this dunya is like a traveler. He comes and he takes a rest under a tree for a few moments on his journey. You with me? Don't put your roots too deep here. Don't build too much here. Build your heart, inshallah. Build your ruh. You're going to return to Allah. And all of this physical possessions, this material possessions, it will all fade away and become nothing. We live in an age of hyper-materialism. We live in an age of the obsession with the outward form. The complete obsession with the outward form. And this is even fueled more by social media. This idea that everything is about the outward form. But we are not people of the outward only, we are also people of the inward. There's an outward reality and there's an inward reality, and the inward reality is more profound than the outward reality. Allah doesn't care about your race or your language or the area you come from or the accent you speak in or the university you went in or the fact that you never went to university or the job that you have. It doesn't matter in front of Allah. You don't get bonus points for becoming the MD. You don't get bonus points for doing your MBA. There's no bonus points for those things. There's only bonus points for the way that you have nurtured yourself. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. That verily the ones that are most noble and elevated in the sight of Allah are those that have the most taqwa. And that's it. There is no other measure. And it's an important reality because we live in this reality of a class society. We live in the reality of all of these, in other words, these false realities, these false measures, and don't let it get to you. And that means on a practical level, you should treat everybody the same. Whether it's your gardener or the person that cleans your house, or whether it's the CEO of a company, you greet him with the same Assalamu alaikum, or the same good morning, how are you? That person might be more elevated in the sight of Allah than you. And you shouldn't regard people as elevated for the wrong reasons. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. Some people are so poor, all they have is money. They have nothing. The most important thing is to have Allah. If you have Allah, you have everything. What more do you want? You can be having the most difficult life and you'll be following in the footsteps of the Anbiya. But if you have Allah, you have everything. And we want to, inshallah, through the barakah of the Quran, the teachings of the Quran, these hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we want to change perceptions. Because the change begins inside, and if you change inside, everything changes. Your family changes, your habits change, your aspirations change, your weekends change, your spending habits change, your goals for life change. If you change the inside, everything changes. It's a powerful change. The Quran is not about just inspiration, it's about transforming your life. And I guarantee you, you can't sit here week after week and hear the words of Allah except but to be affected by it. And that's why, alhamdulillah, we have students here 3 years, 4 years, 5 years sitting here because they take the Quran as their nourishment. We even have students here who have finished the entire Quran and come back to first year again. Because what else do you want to do on a Sunday besides connect to Allah? What else do you want to do? So this is the importance of the ruh. Is that there is a spiritual reality. Today I briefly want to speak, and I don't have much time left, about your being, and your being has kind of a few main components. I won't go through all the components, aql, ruh, qalb and nafs. I want to speak specifically about the nafs. Nafs. What are the root letters of nafs? Noon fasting. Arabic is this beautiful language that if you want to know any word in Arabic, you must actually know the whole family of words. So the amazing thing is, if I look up the word nafs, I find like such amazing meanings that just the dictionary will give you a lesson about nafs itself. That there is a verb in Arabic that is nafusa, yanfusu. Like karuma, yakrumu. Like no verb, karuma, yakrumu. Nafusa, yanfus. You know what that verb means? It means to be precious and to be priceless. Similar verb, nafisa, yanfus. Did I make a mistake now? I think there's a mistake there. Nafisa. Let me just check quickly. Don't want to say the wrong thing. And you can check it for yourself as well if you want to. You look under. Na. Can you see here? Here is nafusa yanfusu, which means to be precious, and nafisa yanfasu. There's a mistake there. Nafisa yanfasu, not yanfusu, yanfasu, which means niggardly, to be stingy, don't want to share. Are those two things the same or different? They're completely different. The same verb has two completely different meanings. If it's nafusa, it means someone who is valuable, precious, priceless, a beautiful person. And if it's nafisa, it means someone who is stingy, they want to hold everything. Now if you take it further, and we'll do at the end of the year, inshallah, we'll do the other verb scales, but I'll just give it in the meantime. There's a verb called nafasa on the second verb. We'll come to it one day, inshallah. October, November, nafasa. Nafasa means when you want to cheer someone. You see someone and you want to relieve them, make them happy, bring them comfort. Then you have another verb, nafasa, on the third verb now, which means you want to compete and vie with someone. In other words, they getting ahead, you want to get ahead of them. Are those the same or different? Totally different. The one is nafasa, means you want to help someone and assist them. Nafasa means you want to beat them. What does the dictionary tell you about the nafs? That the nafs has two. The dictionary, not even I'm talking about Hans Weer now. Just the dictionary, this is the nature of Arabic, that the word itself is a lesson, because the language is an ocean. That the word nafs and all these verb derivatives, it's telling you that the nafs has a dual nature. That you can have a beautiful nafs that is priceless and beautiful and wants to help people and assist people. Or you can have a stingy nafs, a self-centered nafs that wants to beat everybody and compete with everybody. Just from the dictionary. Let's leave the dictionary for a moment, inshallah. What does Allah say? Allah says in Qiyamul Layl yesterday, this whole talk here yesterday, not last night, Friday night. والشمس والضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها والليل إذا يغشاها والسماء وما بناها والأرض وما طحاها ونفس وما سواها. There are either 7 oaths there or 11 oaths. Nowhere in the Quran do you find more oaths. What's the oaths there? 7 or 11? 11, another discussion inshallah. But nowhere in the Quran do you find more oaths than in this surah. And remember I said the two things, if you were there on Friday night, you took an oath by something, for something. Allah takes 7 or 11 oaths here. Why? Before nafsi wa ma sawaha fa'al, and the nafs, and this nafs, wa ma sawaha, and the one that fashioned this nafs. What about this nafs? فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. Allah has inspired this nafs to either have fujur. What's fujur? You know Fajr? Fajr means what? Morning. In Fajr means when the water gushes forth. So Fajr means when the light gushes forth in the morning. In Fajr means when the water gushes forth. You know what fujur is? When the sins gush forth. When ugliness gushes forth. Allah has inspired this nafs that certain people's nufus, certain people's nafs, they are able to gush forth, explode with sin, with ugliness. And other people, they are able to have beautiful taqwa, piety, beautiful character. So what does it tell you about the nafs? Your nafs has this. And to be honest, not this group of people, that group of people, it's you and I. Sometimes we have fujur, and we can't believe what we did. And then sometimes we have taqwa, you're like, what were you doing? Weren't you thinking? Your nafs was in fujur. It was exploding with this low base sin. And when you have taqwa, Ramadan comes, you say, Ya Allah, Ya Rabbi atubu ilayk. This is the nature of the nafs. Allah says at the end of the surah, you're not in the middle of the surah, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا. What about the nafs? قَدْ أَفْلَحَ has already been successful. مَنْ زَكَّاهَا, the one that has purified this nafs, has cleansed this nafs, not denied this nafs. You feed this nafs in a beautiful way. If the nafs wants to eat, what do? You eat. Halalan tayyiban. Halal food, wholesome food, good food. No, don't eat. Then drink. No. If you have a desire, what do? You find a spouse. Say qabiltu. And you bismillah. And that's a sadaqah also. It's the beauty of Islam. It doesn't tell you to deny your nafs. It tells you to express your nafs within a beautiful way as ordained by Allah. قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ زَكَّاهَا has already been successful, the person that has purified this nafs. وَقَدْ خَابَ مَنْ دَسَّاهَا, and has become lost, the person that has spoiled this nafs. The message for today is that we have 2 months left for Ramadan. And Ramadan is our kind of training ground for our nafs. But the real secret to Ramadan is you have to start training the nafs now. Because if you don't rein in the nafs, it will control you. That's the nature of the nafs. If the nafs tells you to look, you will look. If the nafs tells you to take, you will take. If you're not in control, it will control you. The nafs is this thing that if you just feed it, it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. It's almost like someone's walking a dog. If the dog is big enough, the dog is actually walking the owner. The dog is pulling the owner's not pulling the dog in anymore. We have this nafs, and you must feed the nafs, but you must keep it in control. Otherwise, it will run away with you. Things the nafs like, it likes to eat, likes to drink, likes to sleep, likes intimacy, likes wealth, likes power, likes to be the best, likes attention, likes all those things. Likes leadership. The nafs loves those, it thrives on those things. Sometimes nafs also like to see other people fail. Because other people fail and I feel better because they're failing and I'm succeeding. The nafs likes to see other people fail. The nafs sometimes likes to cause failure in other people. You get nafs like that as well? That actually wants to actively cause failure in other people. Be careful. your nafs can ruin your entire life. And the only way to rein it in is you have to train the nafs. So I'm going to give you one task, inshallah. One task in Rajab and one task in Sha'ban. One task in Rajab, one task in Sha'ban. Your task in Rajab, and may Allah give us the strength, inshallah, is that one way you train the nafs is a bit like going to gym almost. Like if you want to get like fit, you must burden that nafs and say, these nafs now, just take your body for example. Say you want to get fit, what do? You must go join the gym, and you must actually go to the gym and work out or jog and cycle. So you must burden the nafs to do something it doesn't want to do. Initially it doesn't want to do it, your body's like, no, what are you talking about? This is crazy. Just relax, have a cup of tea. But if you push yourself long enough, your body gets used to it. What's other thing you must do is you must deprive this nafs. Only one sister, brothers. You understand? You have to deprive the nafs, because if you keep feeding the nafs, the gym is not going to help. You have to burden the body and you have to deprive the body, and then you get results. Exactly the same science with the nafs. You have to burden this nafs to do things it doesn't want to do, to make it learn to love things which are good, it's good for it. So one thing I want you to do, inshallah, in Rajab, is I want you to spend every morning, every evening, a few moments connecting to Allah. Because your nafs, your nafs is after Fajr, Assalamu alaikum, I'm late, let's go. Your nafs don't even have 5 minutes. It doesn't have 5 minutes for Allah, but a cup of coffee. No, I must have my coffee in the morning. It has 15 minutes for coffee, but not 5 minutes for Allah. That's how the nafs is. So every morning for the brothers who are with on camp, inshallah, and I must share the rest for the rest of the brothers, is that on the camp, okay, sisters also, I'll organize you, inshallah, is that we had a short set of morning du'as. It took 4 minutes to read it. 4 minutes. And in those du'as, in those prayers, there are prayers of protection for you and your family. There are prayers of forgiveness, prayers for paradise, prayers of shukr. 4 minutes, all from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the brothers who are on camp especially, you know what I'm talking about, we practice it on camp, is every morning, every evening, spend that 4 minutes reading those du'as. For the rest of you, inshallah, I'll send it to you, and I'll also, inshallah, organize you, your handbooks, inshallah, for that. The second thing, every morning, every evening, is you must spend a few minutes of focused dhikr. Focused dhikr. So focused dhikr, just 3 things for now, inshallah. The one thing is, every morning, every evening, spend a few moments in istighfar. Spend a few moments just saying astaghfirullah, astaghfirullah. Preferably if you can 100 times, because the nafs, if you say a few moments in the nafs, 3 times you finish. So preferably 100 times, so you keep your nafs working. And the Prophet ﷺ said he himself seeks tawbah, makes istighfar 100 times in a day. So we're going to practice, inshallah, 100 times in the morning, 100 times in the evening, or at least minimum once a day. But the 100 times is istighfar, asking Allah to purify you, asking Allah to leave the burden of sin behind, asking Allah to remove all that record, asking Allah even to remove the effects of those sins, just to make you a new person. You're preparing for Ramadan now, make yourself a new person before Ramadan. The second thing you must do is every day, at least 100 times in the morning, 100 times in the evening, salawat. It's your connection to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You can say sallallahu ala Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You can say Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin. You can say whatever formula you want to make, whatever you're used to, comfortable to make. But say at least 100 times. When you send salawat, the Prophet sallallahu says your salawat reaches him and he returns your salawat. So imagine him greeting you 100 times in the morning. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not only he greets you, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah also sends salawat upon you. How many times? 10 times. One salawat, Allah sends salawat 10 times upon you, and the Prophet of Allah, Allah gives his ruh back and he greets you in the morning. Can you imagine the Prophet of Allah is greeting you? Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It's your connection to the perfect human being. So 100 times in the morning, salawat. Last thing, 100 times in the morning, La ilaha illallah. La ilaha is negation. There is no God, there is no deity, there is no being worthy of worship. There is nothing worth attaching your heart to. There is nothing worth being attached to, illallah, except Allah. So La ilaha is cleansing, removing, and illallah is filling your heart with the dhikr of Allah, the nur of Allah, the presence of Allah, the taqwa of Allah. Illallah, illallah. You're filling your heart, you're connecting your heart to Allah. And the brothers in camp, alhamdulillah, we had lots of time to practice it and feel the effects. It was one weekend. And I'm sure you felt the effects of 1 weekend of just turning to Allah. So, La ilaha illallah. And the last part of the dhikr I want you to make is I want you to say nothing. Say nothing. I want you to make the dhikr of the heart, where you are sitting still and you are acutely aware that you are before Allah. And the end of the dhikr, I want you just to focus onto your heart. And you can either call upon Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, or you can even just talk to Allah from your heart, but with no words. Let your heart connect directly to Allah. Make your niyyah now. You'll do it every morning, every evening for the rest of Rajab. And I guarantee you will see a change. You don't turn to Allah except that you will see a change. That's the nature of Allah. Is once you turn to Him, He runs to you. Allah wants to see that turning. It's going to take you a few minutes every day, but this is training the nafs. So in Sha'ban, we give you other workout, spiritual workout. But now you have about 3 weeks left for Rajab. 3 weeks of making this part of your life. It's your spiritual breakfast. It's your nourishment. Don't wake up with Facebook. Don't wake up with your email. Don't wake up with WhatsApp. Don't wake up with Instagram. Wake up connected to Allah. Log on your heart to Allah. And then what you do is when you finish the dhikr, you try to keep that connection for the rest of the day. And if the connection gets lost, you reconnect again. And this is the hal of the believer. The hal of the believer is no matter what he is doing, what she is doing, she is always connected to her Lord. Because the hal of a believer is they're never in a state of ghafla. You're never unaware of Allah because His ayat are manifest. May Allah give us this maqam, this station. Amen, inshallah. You have to train your nafs. If you don't do this, I guarantee you, your nafs is going to run away with you. And your nafs is going to come to you and make you 100 excuses. You're too tired and you're too busy and you're late for work and you don't have time for this and you make your, I made salah ready, what is all this extra good stuff? Your nafs will come with you with 100 excuses why you mustn't sit and connect to Allah. I guarantee it's going to come to you, wiswas is going to come to you all the time. At night, no, I had a long day, tomorrow inshallah. Tomorrow inshallah. You must make this wajib upon yourself. It's the workout for your nafs. And it's easier said than done. I don't know, brothers, you survived the first week. The camp brothers. Are you still going strong there? With that weird that morning, I told the brothers when they come from camp, they mustn't try to become Amirul Mu'mineen and Wali of Allah. They must just try to get to the first week. 1 week of remembering Allah. 1 week, just try 1 week. Okay, 1 week, alhamdulillah, we 1 week now done. How did you do? If you didn't keep up, we have another week now. You must rein in your nafs now. I'll end with this inshallah, way over time. But everybody seems to be teaching, so I'll just carry on. the real goal, and keep your heart in this goal inshallah. The real goal is that you do this for 2 months. And you come to Ramadan already connected to Allah. Already in a state of high taqwa. Already in a state of high iman. You do this for 2 months and you come to Ramadan like that, then you must feel Ramadan. Don't let Ramadan cleanse you. Cleanse yourself now, and when the container is clean, it can accept that overflowing gifts of Ramadan. Don't use Ramadan to cleanse yourself. Cleanse yourself now. Cleanse yourself now. You will have a totally different Ramadan. May Allah guide us all, may Allah protect us, may Allah help us to rein in our nufus, may Allah give us nafs, beautiful nufus, and nafsul mutma'inna, a nafs that is content, at rest, at peace. Not nafsul ammartum bisu, a nafs that is always commanding, comes in the Quran these terms, a nafs is always commanding with evil. May Allah protect us. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm going to give you a short break inshallah until, can we be seated inshallah at 10:45 on the clock inshallah. Barakallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.